I trained at, and I'm actually the director of continuing education for the largest psychiatric Harvard hospital. So I'm in charge of educating mental health professionals on the state of the art practice of psychiatry. So I am well versed in psychopharmacology, medications, psychotherapies, other types of things, ECT, TMS, everything else. Far too many people, in fact, the majority of people who seek mental health help do not get better with our treatments. They just don't. I wish it wasn't so. I wish I had a better story to tell on behalf of my profession, but I don't. Mental disorders are the leading cause of disability now in the world, and depression, just bread and butter, plain old depression, is the leading cause of disability on the planet. And we have all these antidepressants, and we have psychotherapies, and we have ECT and TMS and ketamine and psychedelics and all sorts of other things. You would think they would work, right? Unfortunately, they fail to work for far too many people because a lot of these people who are disabled have gotten many of those treatments and they just don't work. Really, I focus very, very heavily on the use of the ketogenic diet in epilepsy. And the reason that I do that is because epilepsy is a brain disorder. Nobody questions whether it's real or not. It's a real brain disorder. We can actually measure it. And the ketogenic diet can stop seizures even when medications or surgery fail to do so. And the reality is, we use epilepsy treatments in psychiatry all the time. So I have been publishing every time I talk about this, every time I publish, every time I talk to a neuroscientist about this, I always talk about all of the neuroscience that we know about the ketogenic diet and how it stops seizures. And we know a lot. So it changes neurotransmitters, it decreases brain inflammation, it, regulates ion channels like calcium signaling, it changes the gut microbiome, it improves insulin resistance. It does so many things. Reviewing the neuroscience of what do we know about the ketogenic diet, what do we know about these mental disorders, and how it's kind of a match made in heaven. Like, this is such an obvious treatment. We should be doing this. It's like, it's been around for 100 years. We have so much evidence. It's just so obvious. So in my mind, it's fantastic that we have the support of leading neuroscientists and psychiatrists. They all get, this is not quackery. This is not left field. Again, we're not looking at it as a diet per se. We're looking at it as a metabolic intervention that profoundly affects brain function. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, our government, the United States taxpayer dollars funded a study of the ketogenic diet for alcoholism. And lo and behold, it was a positive study. The ketogenic diet helped alcoholics detox from alcohol on less medication. They had fewer withdrawal symptoms, even though they were getting less medication. They craved alcohol less, and they did brain scans that showed it improved brain metabolism and it decreased brain inflammation. And so these researchers demonstrated that something like a dietary intervention, the ketogenic diet, can help people with alcoholism. And most people don't think of alcoholism as a disorder related to diet. It's a disorder related to, you know, poor choices or addiction or the reward pathways in the brain, like whatever. But that's not diet. Like, that's alcoholism. And yet these researchers put the science together again. They looked at all the science of the ketogenic diet. They looked at all of the science of alcoholism, and they're like, oh my gosh, match made in heaven. We might be able to really do something for these people. They did the study. The study was positive. So the field is really growing quite rapidly. I actually think we are right on the cusp of a major transformation in the mental health field, one that I am extraordinarily excited about.